What's good YouTube, Venny here, and today I am bringing you my top 5 formations in FIFA 21. Played a lot of drafts, as you guys can see by my record. We took a lot of losses, so I'm figuring a lot of things out with this game. Updated custom tactics will probably be coming after FUT Champs is complete this weekend, and I'll give you my FUT Champs custom tactics then. But for now, I'm going to give you my top 5 formations in FIFA 21. Yeah, that's it really. If you are new around here, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell, hit the like. Leave a comment, let me know what your favourite formation is in FIFA 21, and let's get into it. Obviously, some of you guys might have seen my team on my team for FUT Champs. Obviously, this has probably changed because, as you can see, I've got 5 mil in the bank, and I've also got centre mid spot open, and also I've got Kante to sell as well if I want to. So I'm debating to possibly look into getting a Blanc and maybe like Baby Pele, but yeah, that's a little bit house information for you guys. If you guys are wanting to watch me play my FUT Champs games, I will not be using my main team on stream, and that is due to I want to make sure I hit the 27. I want to try and get the best rewards as possible for this YouTube channel, and I think my best possibility of doing that is by doing it off stream and completely focusing up. But I will be streaming my Road to Glory account over on Facebook. If you guys don't know, I'm just on an exclusivity deal with Facebook. I've been streaming there for about a week now, I think a week today, and we've hit like nearly 1,700 followers. It's been kind of popping off, I'm not going to lie. So if you guys want to come watch the Road to Glory FUT Champs, head over into the description, hit the link what's there for Facebook, drop a follow, leave a like, and yeah, then you'll see when I go live. I know it's a little bit different to Twitch, but hopefully you guys come through. But let's get into the formations, and in my opinion, this is obviously formations I've used in draft and just a general feel of how this game is going to be played. And I would say there's like 5 formations what are really good this year. Maybe one is more if you're behind, but for me, of course, every year, like it 4-4-2, and I say like 4-4-2 is like the known formation to be really good. The actual main one is 4-2-3-1. But you guys know that's coming in my top 5 because it's the formation I use every year, no matter what. If you're looking for custom tactics and instructions, that is not going to be in this video. I'm just going to basically explain about these formations and why it's good and why it's bad. But custom tactics for like formation guys, custom tactics like that will be coming to this YouTube channel. We're going to be doing a series every week. This is actually part of the series. I just figured that in my head. This is part of the series even. I think it's like episode 2 of it. And basically just me giving you my custom tactics, top 5 formations, just custom tactic formations. You know the general stuff. I'll go into detail with different formations and tactics in individual videos, but just briefly I want to cover over the top 5 formations for you guys because we've got FUT Champs coming out today, and you guys probably want to know what the most meta formations are in the game. Before I started rambling on, what's going on about the 4-4-2? 4-4-2 is great this year, and that is because how overpowered the wings are this year. In my opinion, wings are your way through on the counter attack. They are so open if you play people who are not the greatest at defending them. And even if people are good at defending them, a lot of times the ball just goes through their wing backs. I'm not too sure why the reason is of that as such. But that's why what makes 4-4-2 really good is because you've got that wing space, but you've also got the 2 strikers. And if you guys know, having I think 2 strikers in this game is really good because you could just like fire it into them, twist and turn. Even though the twist and turn is not the great this year, but with having 2 there, obviously it's harder for people to get that advantage on you because they obviously bring their defensive midfielder back onto the striker. And I just think that space what's there for your 2 strikers is always like you have that one-on-one situation with their centre backs, and that's so vital for how you want to play it, in my opinion. Like you're going to score goals if you use 4-4-2. Very balanced, so you know, all round you obviously got 2 players in every position. You've got right back, left back, centre backs, of course, the 2 centre mids, right mid, left mid, and 2 strikers. That means you've basically got every part of the pitch covered. You know, you've seen this formation played a lot of times in real life with Atletico Madrid, for example. It can be very good defensively if you obviously set the team up in the right way. But I think what makes this formation so good is actually how good it is in attack. The centre mids quite often help you in the attack because they're centre mids rather than CDMs. Even if you have to stay back on them, they give you more advanced runs, and obviously that is quite useful to have when people are playing a lot of people behind the ball. So that's why I think 4-4-2 is maybe, it low-key could be #1 formation this year for you guys. I'm not really too sure. I'm still debating between 4-4-2 and 4-2-3-1. But as I said, I'm a 4-2-3-1 guy So I'll probably ended up using 4-2-3-1 because it's like my safe choice. I know I can obviously always do well with it. And let's get into the reason why I like 4-2-3-1 as we cover that as the next formation up here. And nor obviously the positions what are free and so on. But yeah, 4-2-3-1 is probably the most balanced formation in the game as always because it's so good defensively. It is good attacking, but I think what makes 4-2-3-1 so good is how good it is for defense. Obviously, you've got 2 CDMs and a back line of the 4. It's really hard to actually break through that, to be honest with you, especially if people try and get for the middle because you can bring the CDMs just to cover in front of your centre-backs a lot of time and just sweep that type of area with them. And that just obviously makes 4-2-3-1 just so good defensively. And the best thing about it is it's still good at attacking. I wouldn't say it's as good as 4-4-2 for attacking, but it's still very good in my opinion. What makes 4-2-3-1 different to 4-4-2 is obviously you've got a ram and a lam instead of a right mid and left mid, so they are more narrower and more pushed up. But you've also got a cam instead of one of the strikers, and for me that is vital for how I play. I need a cam for my build-up because if I don't have a cam, I feel like lost in my build-up. I'm not really too sure what it is. Like even when I'm using 4-4-2, I like to maybe try one on false 9. Just so they drop in that little gap in between the centre mid and the striker, so I can have that player to link up the play. So that's why, for me, 4-2-3-1 is probably my main formation, just because I like that cam there for my build-up, but I also like how good it is for defensive plays. So yeah, that is the main reason why 4-2-3-1 is on the list. And if you're looking for the most balanced all-round formation, 4-2-3-1's your obviously safe choice. But as I said, I think there's a lot of formations this year what are definitely. I suppose I could use the word meta. I could actually use the word meta. I definitely think they are. And there's a lot of formations what are good. And I think that's because how the attack works this year. I think because there's so many different attacking runs what you can do. Different formations are becoming usable because there's more freedom in attack and more people you have going forward, obviously. It's hard for the opponent to defend, and it's so hard to defend on this game. So technically all formations are quite decent right now. Talking about a formation which is different to what I usually say. I usually say 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. But I was in a Discord yesterday with Tass, who I know is a big fan of 4-3-1, well, the narrow formation. I think he's going to go with it this year because I think he wants to try and enjoy FIFA because everyone knows if you play 4-3-1-2, you score goals, it's fun, it's tiki-taka, narrow, it's beautiful football. And from what I was hearing from him when he was saying he prefers 4-3-1-2 way more than 4-1-2-1-2, and I'm not really too sure why that is. It might be just because you've got that extra centre mid so your team can be more pushed up for the defensive sort of side, so you can be that aggressor, I guess, in defence. It might just be because, as I mentioned about 4-4-2, you just have natural more attacking runs all around the pitch, and maybe it's also with how they actually sit, because I find with 4-1-2-1-2 narrow version, when you got a CDM and 2 right centre mids and left centre mids, I feel like the right centre mids and left centre mids, when you go in defence, sort of push out to like the right mid, left mid spots, and actually kind of leaves you isolated in that centre mid area. So with 4-3-1-2, you can obviously it technically should be more compact because they're all tighter and they're all in the same technically position. But yeah, 4-3-1-2 is a great option, as you guys know. It's always good. If you don't like 4-3-1-2, 4-1-2-1-2 is obviously the other option. I don't think there's too much difference, but from somebody who I know who's using it at the pro level, he would say 4-3-1-2 is the best, so I'll give you that as my recommendation. For me, I don't really find too much difference in it. Up next, where is it? I'm looking for a certain formation. Oh, and actually, before I quickly get into this formation, 4-3-1-2 and 4-1-2-1-2, if you go all out on it, like attacking wing backs, stay forward on your cam and stuff like that, it's really good for comeback. So if you're trying to get a quick comeback, 4-1-2-1-2 is really good. But obviously, as everyone knows, with 4-3-1-2 and 4-1-2-1-2, it's super hard to defend, really, because you're just so exposed because of the number sort of situation what's in the game. Next formation is the 4-2-2-2, very similar to the 4-4-2, but you obviously got ram and lam instead of right mid and left mid, and that's basically the only difference with 4-2-2-2. It really comes down to preference, how you want your ram and like your right-sided player and your left-sided player to really sit in game. I know a lot of Germans really go with this formation. I'm not really too sure what they're using this year, but 4-2-2-2 is always like a favourite. It's really good for pressing, and you've also got the 2 CDMs. Obviously with 4-4-2, you've got the centre mid. You could obviously use the second variation, but I just think 4-2-2-2 is just a lot better than 4-4-2, because for the defensive and the attacking. So definitely recommend looking at this formation if you think 4-4-2 is good but it's missing something maybe on the defensive end. Have a little look at 4-2-2. Basically use the same instructions you're using on 4-4-2, just whack it into the 4-2-2. That is definitely another good option. It's very similar to the 4-2-3-1 and the 4-4-2, so I would definitely look into that. So I think that's 4 formations so far. And then I did see this formation. I was thinking to tell you about 3-5-2, and I think I might stretch it to 6 formations in this, just because I feel like it's worth mentioning about the 3-5-2. But I'm going to mention about the 4-4-1-1. I think this is a really good formation this year. I'm not really too sure why. I think it's maybe it's the best of both worlds with the 4-4-2 and the 4-2-3-1, because you've got that cam / centre forward. It depends which variation you use. But you also still have the right mid and left mid, so you still have the really wide attacking team, and that is really like the only. Maybe that is why 4-4-1-1 is really good. I've enjoyed it a lot in draft, and I think it maybe because that is generally what it is. It's just the best of 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2, and it's definitely recommended from me for you guys to try out if you're not enjoying. If you want a bit of both, want a bit of both. But then let's go into the 3-5-2 real quickly before we wrap up this video. Probably the best formation for a comeback, as I mentioned, about 4-1-2-1-2, really good. 3-5-2 is another great option for you guys to look at if you're trying to do a comeback on some people. 3-5-2 is really good because you've got the obviously your team's more aggressive. You've got 3 at the back, but you've got the right mid, left mid. You've got the cam and 2 strikers. You're getting like 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. You're getting 4-2-3-1 type of stuff and 4-4-2. You're getting all that pushed into one because you've got the CDMs, cam, right mid, left mid, and the 2 strikers. That is why 3-5-2 is so good. And when you're attacking with it, especially on this game, I played a couple of people in draft with 3-5-2, and it was like making sure, I think they had balance on their CDMs and their right mid and left mid getting behind, and literally everyone going forward. It was so hard to track runs and keep, like a good defensive shape because there was just so many attacking runs and it was hard to defend. But that'll be it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a little bit here and there, but top 5 formations for you guys. Custom tactics will be out next week. What I'm going to be using for foot chat. Well, the tactics what I showed last week are the custom tactics I'm using for foot chats, but it might change slightly here and there depending on my team and so on. But yeah, head over to Facebook if you're interested in watching me stream. But that'll be it for me, guys. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.